Welcome to Soccer as We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United and football fans, the biggest and best fan channel in the United States. Today, we are talking about a stratospheric, astronomical win by United at the Emirates. Joining us from the UK is our Vim, the analyst. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
And representing the USA, we have our globe-trotting sports Man United fan, Devin, representing the USA from Tampa. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hi, thanks for having me on. What a great day today.
And you came with some two new guests to join us today. So could you take it from here, mate?
Yeah, so you know that even though we say we're the biggest fan channel in the US right now, but Manchester United is a global fan base.
100%, mate. 100%.
So what better way than to introduce two people from Trinidad right now? We've
Excellent.
got Gareth and Robert here. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Brother,
Yeah,
welcome to
good,
the
yeah,
show,
good.
guys. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Nice to
Thank you
join.
very
Thank you
much.
for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much.
Really appreciate it. Right, we'll start with our guest. I hope you're not too shy. We're going to throw
No.
you guys right into the fire, how we do it right here. Right, I mean, when we saw the fourth round, back-to-back games, we had Liverpool, we had Man City, we thought, this is not going to be an easy game going to the Emirates. But with the team that went there today, the hostility, not as much as Anfield last weekend, but yeah, we went there and we saw we conquered and we left. So, yes,
Mm.
Robert, you want to take us off, start us off? What did you think of the game in general, quickly?
Um, yeah, the game was a very good game. I think usually what happens is that whenever the press say that we are supposed to get smashed, it
Yeah.
never happens. It
Oh,
never
there you
happens.
go.
Never happens.
Ah,
And what usually happens that we will show up for big games, and then for the small games, that is where we get beat.
exactly.
That
Right,
is where we get beat, and
right.
that is the problem. So, but today was a very good performance. It was, I mean, it showed heart and fight, and I was happy from beginning to end, from beginning
There
to
you
end.
go. There you go.
Mm.
Right. Our second guest, you want to join us? Tell us what you think, Gareth.
To be honest, when I actually saw the starting lineup, I
Right.
got nervous. I literally got nervous because I didn't know if the defense were actually going to step up and stop Arsenal, or we're just going to create a lot of problems in the back for ourselves.
Right,
But but then again, I didn't get a chance to see the game because it didn't show on TV down here. I followed by
right,
the updates on the United app. And
right.
when I saw that we were actually doing well, I was surprised.
Mm,
I was actually surprised we actually managed to make it all the way to penalties.
right,
And
right,
that's when you definitely know you're gonna have hard problems because I hate penalty shootouts.
right. Yeah, Gareth, thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to welcome the controversial one, Bemsy, representing the United States Houston Red Army. Bemsy, welcome to the show.
Hey, yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for having me, man. Yeah.
Right, we
How
have
you guys doing?
two guests from Trinidad. We have Robert and Gareth joining us for the first time today on our channel. So
Mm.
yeah,
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
We're
Very
Hey
doing
well.
good.
Robert,
We're
hey
still
Gareth.
breathing. We're still breathing. We
right.
still have
So
hearts.
What's up, man, bro?
so
What's up,
Gareth, yeah,
Vin? What's up,
that was
Devin?
good. So
Mhm.
as it stands, United, as the holders, have qualified to the fourth round. We were not going to surrender at the first attempt. No. And Vim, when you saw that lineup, were you positive? I mean, we did well at Anfield, but were we a bit skeptical, or you were confident we are going to get a result at the Emirates? Coming from
Um,
the London perspective.
well, in terms of lineup, I think it's pretty much the best we've got out there now. We know which players Ruben likes. I was a bit concerned not seeing Ahmad from the start,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Ruben did say pre-match that he's got a little bit of a knock. So whether
Mm,
that's true or not, or he's saving him as a super sub to
mm,
save our skins in the
mm.
second half, which he kind of did really. So yeah, it's the best we've got. I feel we're kind of still a bit blunt up front with Rasmus.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He's got great work ethic, but I think he's lacking in the talent department. I think he was pretty much a ghost in the first half. But the surprise for me today was Jay-Z in the second half. Actually, when he came on, he was a little bit sluggish, a bit slow, but he did hold up the ball and he did a few tricks and he
Yeah.
helped us progress forward. And Ahmed and Jay-Z up front together, I think was quite a good combination, and that really worked today. So yeah, it was a really tense game. Arsenal had a lot of possession, a lot of domination. It was quite tough to watch at times, and the
Mm-hmm.
penalties, as Gav said, was kind of heart-wrenching. It was BP. My BP levels were really high.
Yeah, I took my medication
Yeah.
for the game just in case.
But Tim, you will have to agree that I think starting Garnacho was the right choice.
I kind of thought okay, but in a game like this, I didn't want anyone losing possession and just being rash. This was a game we had to really be mindful of wasted passes because of the way Arsenal play, who are a better footballing side than we are. So let me bring in Bems. Bems, perspective-wise, were you hopeful or were you a bit concerned when you saw the lineup?
No, I really wasn't concerned, really. I mean, I guess the one person I was worried about was Garnacho, though. But I think he did okay. Like throughout the game, he wasn't as
Selfish.
Yeah, he wasn't as selfish as he wasn't, and he wasn't as wasteful as he's been in previous games. But I think he was good at. I mean, you can kind of get the feel what Amorim
Needed
like the
from him.
players he likes, right? Like his starting 11, you got to get a feel already. Um, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the fight in this team, and we defended well. The spirits going down 10 men and defending. You could tell the players really wanted to win that game. They really fought, and I said, um, after last week's result against Liverpool, I said Liverpool's result ain't gonna mean nothing unless we show that same fight and we come out here and get a result against Arsenal, and they did. So
Right.
I'm pleased.
Devin, I mean, lineup-wise, were you confident before the game? Or were you like, ugh, we'll see how it goes. We are not used to winning back-to-back games in big games like that.
My thing, I said it last week on the show as well too. I was never worried about this match.
Oh, really? Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, you did actually. You said
Yeah,
so.
so you remember I said it was a number of factors that Arsenal had a match midweek they had to prepare for.
Yes.
Then they had to
Newcastle.
recover from that, so they had less training session to get ready for us. We had a full week to get ready for this match. I
Right.
knew there would be some rotation, and so I was like, let's see what it was. But it was only 2 changes, so I was never worried about this match.
Right.
What I keep on telling people is the match I'm worried about is on Thursday, but we'll get to that later on.
Right. So we can all see that lineup. A lot of United fans were confident. Like I said, I had a match preview with an Arsenal fan yesterday, and he actually said he thinks United will win this game because Arsenal lack a striker and have not been finishing their games and finishing their teams at home. That he will be surprised if they beat us tomorrow, which was today. And behold, this is where we are. Gareth, when you saw United go the penalty, when United got a player sent off, at that moment, were you thinking, here we go again?
Yeah, I honestly, yes, I did. When I heard that Dallo got the second yellow card and we were down to 10, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a long last few minutes of the game. But we defended very well, surprisingly. We showed a lot of fight. We showed a lot of grit. We actually stifled Arsenal. I mean, yes, they had possession, but we defended so damn well.
Right.
We pushed it all the way to extra time. I never thought we would actually push Arsenal to extra time.
Me too, bro.
But yeah, I mean, you have to give it up to honestly, Maguire. He stepped up. Dallo before the sending off, he stepped up. Everybody stepped up. They literally put their heart and soul into this game. They wanted to prove a point.
Right. Yeah, you can see the fight.
After the result against Liverpool, they was like, all right, we got a result against Liverpool. Let's show these fans that we mean business. Let's go to Arsenal and prove that we mean to business, that we want to play for this manager. And lo and behold, they did it.
So,
the two players who got so much flack against Spurs, Bayanda and Xerxes, they were the unsung heroes. Bayanda saved 2 penalties.
I can't complain, mate. I can't complain. Right. Robert, at 1-1, penalty awarded to to Arsenal. Are you thinking game over at that point?
Yes and no. Yes, because I know if they went ahead, I wasn't sure if we would have bounced back or if we would have just, shrink,
Yeah.
as we always do.
Yeah.
But Devin said it before. The gods were on our side. It was unfair. It was never a penalty.
It was never.
Right?
Arsenal fans have told me it wasn't a penalty, so I could now say,
it
it
was
wasn't.
never a penalty. So Odegaard missed because it was never a penalty. He missed because it was never a penalty. Never. And that is why they lost, right? That is why they lost, because they were playing unfair. Because we were playing against 12 men. It was Arsenal and the referee. It was 12 men that we were against.
Right. Devin.
No, sorry to interrupt, but I said this on another show. When I heard that we got a penalty and I saw the replays and I saw Dalot got the ball, it brought me back to the semi-final against Arsenal. Where
99?
No, not 99. It was the Champions League semi-final before
09.
we went to Rome.
09.
Okay, yes.
Remember when we had a player sent off, straight red card?
Yes.
And he got the ball, but the referee didn't care. He still showed him a straight red card.
Yep.
Dalot got the ball, but the Arsenal player made a whole meal of it.
Oh, there were a lot of gymnastics today from Arsenal side. I'm quite disappointed how pathetic they were in terms of feigning and going down for everything. They wanted to do everything possible to try and destabilize United's performance. Devin,
but we've seen this before with Italian teams, right? And I'm not saying Arsenal's Italian, but Italy against England, dark arts. Remember we talked about this before, the dark arts.
Yeah,
there was a lot of it today.
A lot from Arsenal. Yeah. I was quite disappointed. Like, really, guys, is this how you're gonna do this today? But it is what it is. Devin, at 1-1, penalty down to 10 men. Did you think we were done at this point? Because we tend to go heads down after things like that.
Well, to start off with, it was not a penalty.
Right.
It was a blatant dive.
Yep.
It was almost as bad as Kyle Walker's a few weeks ago.
That was embarrassing.
And when the penalty came, all I could say was, I hate to say this, I said, let's see what happens.
No.
That was my honest thought, because I'm like, that was not a penalty to begin with. Let's see what happens, because I'm a big believer, and I learned this from days I played. Ball don't lie. And so it was like, stop the penalty.
Right.
Here.
Great save.
The only thing I wish they could have started playing Bob Marley's redemption song there, because that was Bayern's redemption moment right there.
Bemsy, when you saw the penalty and United had the player sent off, did you think, oh, here we go, heads are gonna drop now?
Of course, yeah. Of course. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. That's what came to my mind. I mean, I thought, okay, yeah, it's over. We've literally just got robbed, or we thrown this game away. I mean, I was pissed at Dalot, man. He was, I mean, the decision making, man, and going for that tackle, man. You're inviting the card. That was plain stupidity. That was plain stupidity. And then when we got the PK, I was like, man, come on, man, that is not a penalty. Man, I think the whole world knows, like, it's clear. And so everyone knows that it was not a penalty. And the fact that, the fact that Bainda saved it was, wow, man. The football gods were definitely on our side. Man, I was like, yes. I was. It was good to just come out of that, man. Yeah.
Right. Vim, did you at any time after the penalty, the sending off part, did you think, here we go, we're throwing this one away?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that risk, right? But I think we played into Arsenal's hands, because the way they kind of break us down is by playing these dark arts, doing these dirty little fouls which they get away with. When we touch them or foul them, they act like they've been shot. So and the referee was complete idiot, because he kept falling for it, a lot of it. I think at one point we were 6 yellow cards, and they had none.
Right.
And, the one for me that was we're really robbed is where Bruno had a shot on goal, and he was just clattered into by Jesus, and he stepped on his boot, and his boot came off, and the referee just waved it away. That's a clear goal opportunity there, because we've seen Bruno strike these kind of shots, which he did eventually, and the referee didn't give it. Do you remember that incident?
That's the first half.
Bruno got
we were robbed. Yeah, and you know the amount of yellow cards that we're picking up throughout the game, I think something is not right here. Either the referee's got a vendetta against Manu, he doesn't like Manu because he happens to be from Huddersfield, or you know there's something else sinister going on. But we played into Arsenal's hands, and unfortunate, you know, when you're a team under the cosh and you can't take control of the game, these fouls happen. Now with the things with Dalot, right? As a defensive player, I know you're on a yellow card, but you're always expected to go for these tackles or you go to win the ball.
Yeah.
And I think he was pretty much he was direct, he was on target, he was going to get the ball. But the Arsenal player makes a meal of it, like they always do. And the referee just falls for it. You know, yes, he should probably, you know, what do you do in that instance? Do you just not go for the challenge at all and then have a risk of these guys shooting a goal, or do you go for something that you're trained to do every single day, which is go in with a slide challenge to get the ball away, to clear the ball? I think these players sometimes act on instinct, and that's all they know now. You know, in these high intense games, you just don't even think twice. You don't have time to think, so you act on instinct. And I think that's just Dalot, what he's doing as a player. He's going in with these slides, and it was unfortunate that, you know, the referee just didn't see what some of us saw.
Right. And there's no VAR in these early rounds.
There's no VAR.
No VAR. I was disappointed. But
not till the next round. Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of injustice in this game, and the fact that Bayende made the save, it just shows that, you know, luck is a little bit of luck on our side, which we needed.
Right. Let me introduce Ken, Mr. Fortress, representing the UK. We have two new guests from Trinidad with Gareth and Robert joining us today. So Kenneth and aka Mr. Fortress, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. How's it going?
Not too bad. You must be smiling today.
Absolutely, yes. Huge win. I'm just watching watching AFTV. Yeah.
Okay. Oh God.
Yes, I'm watching them cry.
Are they saying Arteta out yet?
Of course.
No.
Yeah, they're all banging on. Yeah, that's all they're saying.
Right.
Arteta out.
So as it swung, as the game started to turn, with 10 men, a lot of us started to realize United started to not play better, but they were determined. If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us hands down. With 200 corner kicks they had and all sorts of calls, through 70 minutes, if you add 30 minutes extra time and the 25 minutes we played, they still could not beat us. They couldn't even break us down.
Yep,
it shows they have a problem, actually. I think they have a problem.
Well, it just goes to show that if you can establish a system within a team, you've got a chance. I mean, we've never had a structure like this. And this is the problem United have always had over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. We've just managed to put together a mishmash of players with no structure. When you set up and you have an identity, you know, then it sets you on the right trajectory to go on and win things and be successful. And I'm glad that we finally found a manager that can put us on that pedestal. So that's good. That's one big positive for me today as well. Right. That we can go to places like Anfield and back it up, at the Emirates and put in a great performance. 10 men down for over 70 minutes. Over 70 minutes.
That was some defending, bro.
How many times have you seen United concede a goal?
Mate.
In the last 5 minutes, there's only 2 minutes to go, and you're like, yes, let's just hang on, let's take a draw.
Exactly.
And then bang, 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 3 goals, and we end up losing 3-1. And you're like, how did that happen? So this is a big, big result.
Very big result. Happy. Exactly. Does anyone think Onana would have done a better job or a less job than the guy today? Does anyone think Onana would have done better? Anyone?
That remains to be seen. That literally remains to be seen.
I think not. Because the one thing I saw with Bayende is that he covered his box pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, he was hooking stuff off the line and he was coming out to the 6-yard box and he was clearing up stuff. And he was very aware of Arsenal set pieces.
Yeah.
He was, even though that the Arsenal players were hounding him to try and smother him, he was finding a way out and he was punching the ball. And Onana fails to do that. Well, he has failed to do that up until this point. So I think Altay did a good job today. and he
Right,
deserved
right.
that man of the match. And I know people were doubting him, and I think he made a mess of the
After the
half
Tottenham game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're on the bench and you're going to be cold, you're not going to be, your confidence is not going to be riding high because you're not getting much
you're not
match
match
time.
fit.
right.
This was a real great game for him today. I hope he contends for a number one spot against
Onana.
Onana in the Premier League now. So I hope he's just got a
Thi-
cup gamekeeper.
Yeah, I want to add.
This was a question that was really asked. Should Bayern start against Southampton, or should Onana start against Southampton?
I think Onana's going to start. I think
mean,
they're going to use
realistically,
Alda for cup games. I think.
realistically, yeah,
Did-
I would have to say Onana will start, but I'm also a big believer in playing players who are in form.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
He's
you
in
have to
form.
say Onana. I mean, sorry, Altay. Yeah, he was a little bit shaky for the first goal with that punch that he should have cleared out the box, but he sent it straight up for Arsenal's equalizer.
Mm.
After that, he was absolutely immense, and he was great before that point as well too.
Mm.
And you got to say, stopping a penalty like that can only like goalkeeping is all about confidence.
He stopped two penalties.
Two penalties.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said
In
stop
play
one,
and in
stop.
penalty
When
shootout.
has Onana
the
done
one
that?
in the game
Don't
mattered
recall.
more, in my opinion. The one in the game, because that could have put Arsenal up, and he stopped
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He
So
stopped it. That was a great
works
save.
wonders for a goalkeeper's confidence right there.
Yeah.
And so I realistically think, I think he deserves the start against Southampton, but I don't think it'll happen.
I'm with Devin.
No,
I
no.
don't think he will be given that opportunity. I think it's going to be like, we see you in the fourth round.
But it
Yeah.
kind of
You
reminds
You
me
don't
of
know
like
what Ruben's going to do, right?
It reminds me
You know.
just of what United did in the past with Romero.
Yeah.
We're talking about
was
Ruben here, though.
immense.
We're talking about Ruben.
But we'll see. We'll see what
Ruben
happens,
likes to
but
rotate. You can see he likes to use his squad.
We'll see what happens. But I think in order to keep his match sharpness, he needs a couple games as well.
I would say this: if I'm Onana, I'll be very worried.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
without
much.
today's performance,
I'll
he
be
should be.
very worried.
He should be.
At the end of the day, iron sharpens iron. Pressure makes diamonds.
Devin, you nailed it. So now that United have gotten past these obstacles, refereeing decisions, dodgy corner kicks, dodgy penalties, dark arts, to this momentous performance today, I want to ask everyone, what are you rating this team's performance today from minute 0 to the whole penalty shootout? I'm going to start with Gareth on a scale of 1 to 10.
I would give it either 8 or 9 because they really did show heart. They showed spirit. They showed what it means to play for the badge, and they actually grounded out the result. And the two, like I said, the two unsung heroes that actually got us through to the next round are the same two players that underperformed so badly against Spurs in the League Cup. They got us through. So I'll give this team 8 or 9 for their performance today, from start to finish.
Robert?
Yeah, I would say 8. I would say 8.5. Yeah, because I mean, again, they showed fight from minute 1. They showed that they were up, that they were up for the game, and they were up for the game. Even at 10 men, at 1-1, they were still up for the game, and they didn't stop defending. They didn't stop trying. And that is what I found was really good today. They didn't stop trying.
Right. Devin?
I am between an 8.5 or a 9.
Look at that. Excuse me.
So the reason being is you're going into a team that's contesting for the Premier League that is over 10 places ahead of us in the Premier League competition, away to them. And we went in there and we rocked up with 10 men for a majority of the match and still did something. The only takeaways that take away from a higher rating are the red card and Bayendir's original mistake, which he made up for with the penalty save.
Right.
So to be fair, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 9.
No, excuse me, Mr. Fortress.
Yes, 9.5.
Bloody hell, mate.
wow.
Wow. Flipping heck, bro.
I'll tell you why. We had a player sent off, right? In the 60th minute.
60th with 30 to go.
60th minute. And we played for 90 minutes plus 7 minutes extra time. So that's 37 minutes extra, yeah? and then about 33 odd minutes. Yeah. So that's what? How many minutes is that?
70 minutes,
So
33 and 37,
Does
70
the
minutes.
red card not take away from the rating though?
No, well, that's one player. I'm looking at the team.
The
And
team.
then
So
also
that's why.
Bayern's first mistake.
No, but the team. Look, we played for over 70 minutes with 10 men. This is if you look at Man United over the last
They ain't happening, mate.
10 years. How many times have we conceded in the last 2 goals in the last minute, 2 goals in extra time against poor opposition? This is Arsenal we're talking about. They're second in the league, going for the title. I know, granted, they're not in the best of forms at the moment, but to hold out with 10 men.
Yeah,
Wow.
that took a lot. Mental toughness came in there.
And then go through to penalties and win, actually get over the line. That's a 9.5. It has to be.
Ooh, excuse me.
Based on the squad we have as well. You know how many frauds we've got in this team? Yeah.
Okay. Vim.
I would give the team for today's performance a 9. Really, because we saw the fight today. There was a lot of passion. People were desperate to win the ball back when they could. They were running around. They were trying to press. Maguire, with that penalty, I've never seen him so passionate. The amount of headers that him and De Ligt won, the centre backs. Mazraoui, excellent. Goalkeeper,
and
brilliant.
Clearances as well.
Even the midfield, Agate was brilliant. Without Agate, I think we would have definitely lost this. I think every player for me played well.
Put in a shift.
Bar our number 9. I mean, he tried his best.
I thought Rasmus tried. I thought he did a bit. His
work rate is there, but for me, he doesn't connect. He's almost kind of like a separate entity to the rest of the team. There's no real connection there. That I feel sorry for the guy because he really should have got to Man U. We need to replace him quick if we're going to have a chance for the Premier League. But yeah, the team for me gelled really well, and the passion is there, and they're trying. They're all trying for Ruben.
So give him a 9. Bemsy.
Well, a 9. Jimmy.
9?
Yeah.
You guys are generous.
9.
Let me welcome.
No, there's no generosity there, man. There's no generosity. The team played well, bro.
We're losing
They play well with 10 men. Come on.
Right. Oh, hey, Joe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, Joe. Soul Man is still in Africa, enjoying the good sunshine in Kumasi. Nice. In Ghana. Nice. Enjoying it. How are you, brother?
Doing good, fellas. Doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Oh, yeah. Look at him, man.
We have
He's
Gareth.
chilling.
We have Gareth and Robert. We have Gareth and Robert from Trinidad joining us today, and this is.
Hey, what up? What up? What's going on, fellas? What's up?
Did you enjoy the game, Joe?
Yes. I wasn't able to catch the first half visually. I listened to it on the radio.
Right.
For what I heard, it seemed like there were some issues with the team. So as far as like rating is concerned, we are in a economical global recession right now. So for us, we have to adjust for fraudulation. You know what I mean? So as far as our frauds are concerned, yes, you can easily give them 8. But as far as Man United standard, I would give this team, adjusted to fraudulation, I'll give them that 8.5. But as far as like what we can do, where we need to be, it's a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Wow.
For what I saw today.
I mean, considering the obstacles in front of us today.
Listen, there were chances that were given to Arsenal that a championship team would have been up 3-0, hands down. Those chances by Kyle Havertz, I mean, come on, man. They were missing chances, and I'm like, I mean, we just have to replay the game over again. We still need to sharpen it up, right? Dalot is, oh, man. Listen, he's always been a liability, right? It's just that for that one stretch of that season, he was able to overcome Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There's no way Aaron Wan-Bissaka puts in a performance like that. No, defensively, no freaking way. On a yellow card, just 2-footed. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous, man. And we easily could have lost that game.
It's just
very senseless, man. I don't even understand though. It's just like heads completely gone, lost the script. What are you doing? You put the team in such a shitty situation. That's unforgivable, especially for somebody that's been at the club for what, 5, 6 years? He should know better. So I was really disappointed in that. The referee, Jesus Christ, man, we were playing with 12 men today, man. We were playing against 12 men. This was ridiculous. The kind of yellow cards we were getting off of just bullshit. He was definitely dictating the game. And as far as like mentality is concerned, 20 out of 10. There were the checklist was there. Referee was against us. Yellows. I think at the time we had like 4 players on the pitch. They had like 3 or 4 players on the pitch that had yellow cards.
Yeah,
they kept their heads, except freaking Dallo, right? Our captain his ass off today, right? He kept the capitulation to a minimum. He kept the Hollywood passes to a minimum, right? And I mean, it is what it is. The team played very well today, but these are things that we should expect every week. Right, and until we start doing that, that's when I'll start giving them, the credit that's due. And props to them. It was a great win today.
Thank you so much. That was good. So, United now, I mean, it has that feel-good factor because as you guys all know, we've beaten big teams. Next game, either draw or lose. But this wasn't going to be an easy game, regardless of if Arsenal's form has dipped, because they are having a few internal issues. Because every time Liverpool drop points, they drop points. So it's like, but still, going to Emirates was never going to be an easy game. I was just hoping if we could just get a result. I knew there was no replays, but I was a bit skeptical that can we do this? Can we do it at Emirates? And the spirit those guys showed, the fight, they were not going to just give up and lie down. Yes, Arsenal had the chances, 200 corner kicks. United were very good on the set pieces. They did what was done. I think Arsenal actually had to ask themselves, like, wow, this is a bit unexpected. Down to 10 men, we still stood firm, and they still couldn't break us down. Come penalty shootouts, the rest is history. They will start to question Arteta, what's going on here? Is this where we are?
Matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what Arsenal team you play.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing Arsenal's depleted team, this is the FA Cup third round away from home.
Yeah,
you lose if we lost
the
today.
As the holders,
let's just look at worst case scenario, right? We've still got a chance of playing European football next season. Europa League. If we can replicate, and don't forget, Arsenal have won this competition.
They're the team with the most 14 FA Cups.
Yeah. We've won it 13 times. So a chance to knock them out, whether they're playing well, not playing well, they've put out their reserves, whatever. We've stopped them from getting another one. So, they're still one ahead of us. If we can get an act together, we can match them, Like it's a huge win. I don't care what Arsenal side's played, what form they're in or anything like that. We're through to the next round against Leicester. Should beat them. You never know. Get to the quarterfinal. Just never know.
Right. Who was everybody's man of the match?
Bayern.
Is it obvious? Is it
Bayern?
It's Altay, but there has to be an honorable mention.
Anyone different? Anyone got someone different?
There has to be an honorable mention to this man behind me.
You're going with Maguire, Devin?
No, I'm saying Bayern, but there has to be a special mention for Maguire. Because I thought he was immense.
Yeah. Also special mention to the Ligt too.
The Ligt. There was one shot he blocked towards the
yes.
Just looking at the poll on United.com. Bayern won overall for player of the match. But guess who came in second?
Who?
Maguire.
Maguire. Okay, yeah, he put in a hero. He put in a heroic performance today. I'll give him that, and I'm proud of him.
I mean,
I'm happy he did
one
it.
more thing. Vim, I need to ask you a question. Is Maguire eligible for the Southampton game, or is he suspended?
What did he pick up in the last game?
So the reason why Gareth is asking that question is because he has 5 yellow cards before the 19th match day in the Premier League.
Okay,
So
that's a good
technically
question.
it's a 1-match ban, but I thought it was a domestic ban. I don't know if it's just a Premier League ban.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to miss this match. Actually, I was thinking
that's exactly what I thought as well. So I was surprised to see him in. So
Yeah.
that tells me then that he has to be out for the Southampton match,
that might be.
which then means that we're down 2 defenders because Dalot's out as well.
Oh yeah, that's it. Ouch. So we would have to bring in Euro and Malacia. So Mazra will go right, Malacia will go left. I mean, it's Leicester City, but
Is that
team,
It's
really
Southampton. It's Southampton.
Southampton with this
the
team.
loss? Is that really? Come on, is that really a loss? If Dalot is not sticking it up on the left side,
Joe, this is
I'll
what
take
I've been telling people.
Malacia all day, man.
The reason why I've been saying that I am more nervous for that match than the other match is quite simple.
No, it is good. It is good to be nervous.
All of us here know Manchester United will step up against the quote big clubs. But it's these other matches that come on when we play down to the team's level.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, like I am so nervous for this match. And I think it's gonna be Amorins' first real test. I really think it's gonna be his first real test. I
agree. I've seen this too many times whereby we've beaten a big team. Next week, like, what the heck?
I'm traumatized by it. So that's why, like, I'm not sitting here going on because I put it 2 weeks times.
Even though you're gonna say it's just Southampton, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
I've been saying
this.
Yeah, go on, Gareth.
I've been saying this for both men's and women's team. When you are playing a team that is threatened with relegation, they will throw everything at you but the kitchen sink.
The other thing on top of that is they know that they will get a bigger audience for this match than any other match. So if they're trying to move to another club, this could be an audition for them as well too.
Oh,
so I think this time will be fine. I'll tell you why. Because of the post-match reaction from Bruno, our captain, and the manager. Did you hear what? I don't know.
I'm not listening to any of that yet.
Bruno said, when asked about the Arsenal game, he said, "We're already thinking about Southampton." That's huge. We've never said that before. It's always been a case of, oh yeah, we played well. We need to kick on from here. He was like, look, we're looking at we need to start thinking about Southampton. And Amorim said the same thing. Amorim was like, yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for Southampton.
Is it a home game, right? It's home.
Yeah,
he was like, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do against Southampton. So I think the focus is now. They know that what you guys talked about is the norm, has been the norm for the last 2 to 3 years. I think we're going to be all right for Southampton.
So you think this might be the opportunity to kick off and stay?
I think, yes. I think we.
All I can say is action speaks louder than words, man. We've been down this road so many times. So.
I see Ben's is still a bit skeptical.
Until Thursday.
Let me just start to watch for now.
Ben's not on the same page with this one.
No. There's nothing wrong with being skeptical because it also depends on who the starting 11 Amorim is going to put out.
True.
We are down 2 defenders, so we have to know what kind of team he's going to put out against Southampton and how are Southampton going to actually approach their game against us. Because you cannot underestimate Southampton if they want to try and get out to that relegation zone.
Because we beat them in the first match 3-0, if my memory serves me right. So this is the return game of this Premier League fixture. They're fighting for their lives. I mean, I really don't know what to say. I mean, on paper, it should be 3 points. But I'm like Ben. I'm kind of a bit hoping just go and do your job, get the 3 points and we'll move on. Because I'm not gonna say it's in the bag. Nah, this team will embarrass you. Like what the heck? So nah, right.
Don't forget, man. We're closer to relegation than we are to the top 4. So we're fighting for our lives too. So
thanks a lot, Ben. Thanks for that encouragement. I appreciate that.
No,
Robert,
but
you have
I
yeah,
wouldn't
go on.
say it's in ground zero because remember, Anarim actually did say it. He's like the first ever United manager to honestly say that United are in a relegation battle. We have been performing so poorly from the end of 2024 into 2025. So he has no choice but to say that.
Yeah, he's been honest. It's like not. He doesn't sugarcoat. He's just telling us it is.
So
It
I
is
just
what
want to
it
read
is.
off United's next 3 matches right now.
Okay, go on. Who we got? Southampton
So
first.
we got Southampton on Thursday.
This Thursday is a midweek game.
Yeah, it's a midweek match.
Oh, flip.
So then the following Sunday, we have Brighton, who always give us trouble. And they beat us earlier in the season.
That
and
is a way,
4
right?
days
That
later,
was the
on
last one. I
Thursday,
remember that one.
But hold on.
Brighton.
It gets bigger. The UK people will know this. 4 days later, we play against Rangers
In the Europa.
in the Europa League, which is going to be
that's away. That's away, right?
No, it's home.
Okay,
So we got 3 home games in a stretch. We got 3 home games.
But I don't think people realize how big that match will be in the UK.
Yeah, Rangers and United and Rangers would be a big game.
Absolutely
Easily.
That is huge. So those are like it's arguably 2 out of the 3 matches are going to be very tough. Because
so with those 3 games
on paper, we should beat Southampton, but I'm nervous.
I'm concerned more of the Brighton game. That middle game against Brighton. I'm a bit skeptical about that. So let's all quickly just discuss this one. We got Southampton, Brighton, Rangers. So Southampton and Brighton, that's 6 points. Gareth, let me start. Robert, Southampton, Brighton. Where are you looking? How many points are you looking there?
It'll be a very hard win, right, on Thursday. Very hard win. And Brighton, I think, will be a draw.
Ooh, so you're saying 4 points.
4
Vim,
points, yeah.
Brighton, Southampton, back-to-back, Old Trafford.
Southampton, they've just changed their manager recently, haven't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So I haven't looked at their form recently, but how are they doing? Have they been winning recently?
They got beat 5-0 recently, I think last week or week before.
Yeah, it was Spurs won 5-0.
I think we're having some good fortune with the big teams, but not so much the lower teams. But that is a good change in our fortunes, right? We are beating big teams now.
Yeah, there was a time we couldn't beat anyone in the top 6. Remember last couple of seasons? Yeah,
and now we are. I think we're going to start to see some momentum now. So I'm saying we're going to win against Southampton, and I'm saying we're going to win against Brighton too.
So you're saying 6 points?
Optimistic.
Okay. Devin, Brighton, Southampton.
I think we get 4 points. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I just have a feeling we're gonna get 4 points.
Bemsy. Southampton, Brighton.
I'm on the same boat as Devin. 4 which way it's gonna go, but a draw and a win somehow.
So you don't see 2 wins back to back there.
No way, no chance, man. You guys, let's be realistic, man. Don't get carried away.
Mr. Fortress, Brighton, Southampton.
I'm gonna stick my neck on the line and go with 6 points.
It's your fortress. You always say that's a fortress.
I think we've turned the corner. Yeah, I think the Brighton game's at home, right?
All the 3 of them at home.
Yeah, if he was away from home, then we definitely won't win. But I think at Old Trafford we'll beat Southampton, and I think we will just about. I think the Brighton game will be a lot tougher than people expect it to be. But I think we'll just narrowly nick it. 6 points.
Ooh, okay, Gareth.
For 2-0 win against Southampton, it's not going to be an easy game, but that Brighton game, especially if you have Welbeck in the squad, that one you have to keep an eye on because you cannot underestimate Welbeck. He has scored against us so many times in the past since leaving the club. If we could actually quiet him down and maybe do a snatch and grab and maybe get a 1-0 win, I would go for 6 points.
6 points. All right. Everyone says I'm being skeptical. I'm gonna go 6 points. I think we'll narrowly beat Brighton, but we should beat Southampton. I'll say it's 3-1, 2-0.
You guys still
Brighton,
don't learn.
2-1.
You still don't learn.
Oh, I'm learning every week with this team. Trust me, brother. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm not. I'm trying my best, Ben.
No,
It's not
we
easy,
want
but
to
I'm
be
trying.
we want to be optimistic, but we also have to be realistic
Oh,
also.
100%, mate.
Because every time we try to be optimistic, it always backfires.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
exactly.
do you not think that the players know this now? That
they have
everyone's
been saying that.
everyone's almost thinking about it. That
So
you have
Ken,
to back it up.
Ken,
You
what I
have
would
to back
say
it
to
up.
that,
Yeah.
what I would say to that is, yes, we have heard this before,
Exactly.
but it is very easy to get yourself hyped up for the quote big matches,
Mm-hmm.
No, I
which
know, but
we've
I'm just
seen time
thinking
and time
now.
again.
If you look
However,
at,
but we'll see.
we
We'll
have a
see.
No,
different manager
let
now.
Devin finish. Let Devin finish.
Yeah.
Go on,
So
Devin. Yeah.
Ken, I hear exactly what you're saying. It's going to be a new regime in, new management team in, and everything as well. That we hope that they're going to finally get through to these players. But as of now, it feels like the literal definition of insanity being a United fan right now, because we've heard this time and time again. So to be realistic, I am cautiously optimistic that we will get 6 points. But realistically, I still just because of what's happened before,
Just stay with four.
they have not shown enough for me to confidently say that, which is why realistically, I will say 4 points.
Okay, I see where
Fair enough.
Ben's influence on that
No,
decision.
for me, I just don't believe that we'll get 6 points. Until I see the 6 points, then I'll believe it. I
So
don't believe it.
Benz, I appreciate your
if we
honesty.
get through these rounds and we
Mhm.
get 3 wins out of our next 3 matches, then I will say I would say I think we have turned the corner.
Okay,
But-
say
but
Bems, just
honestly,
curious.
But with this team,
Question for Bems.
how many?
Yeah.
Then go ahead. Yeah.
What was your feeling about today's game? A win or a loss?
Today's game, to be honest with you, today's game I was 50-50, but I felt something in the back of I was like when the game started, I kind of had this feeling that we were gonna sneak this win, and I posted in the group too.
Yeah, no,
I
I
have a
saw
sneaky
that.
feeling we're gonna win. It's just again
But
for
when
these
we went
big
down
games,
10 men, did
always
your verdict change when we went down 10 men? Did you
nah.
like, oh,
Even when we went down 10 men, the way the team played, I felt I felt this team could take it to the at least to
You
extra
see that
time. I
feeling,
just had that
Bems?
feeling.
See that feeling, Bems? Just hold on to it.
No,
Keep it for every game.
history.
I
No,
say
Hold
I'm
on
not.
to it.
No,
feeling
because history.
against Brighton.
History has told
Robert
history
and
has told
Gareth?
me
This
against
is
the
not
big
Ten Hag
teams.
anymore. This is not Ten
Against
Hag.
the
This
big
is
teams,
Ruben.
we show up.
Let me
But
just
against
let
the smaller
Robert and
teams, we
Gareth
Yeah.
know. Robert and Gareth, he's Mr.
Thanks, Ben.
Controversial. He will tell you nothing's going to happen for United. They are a bunch of fraudsters. That's why he's known as Mr. Controversial. So that's
But-
where his opinions come in
but
here. Just giving
I
you guys a
agree.
heads up.
No.
But
But
I
honestly,
agree.
I
I do
could
agree.
actually honestly agree to a point because every time when we do get our hopes up, it's the performances on the pitch that literally lets us down. That 1 minute you actually have the fans on your side, and when you perform on the pitch and you do a lot of crap, you have the fans literally turn against you. They just have to keep that belief and prove it on the pitch. Show that same fight, show that same grit that you did against Arsenal, against Southampton, show that same fight against Rangers, show that same fight against Brighton, and you will get more of the fans on your side. You will have them singing your name and the team's name more and more than you just have them sitting on there in Old Trafford, literally quiet.
Yeah.
Because every time when you watch them play, the only fans that are singing so loud inside there is your way end.
Yeah.
You're not hearing Old Trafford at all. You can
Yeah.
hear a pin drop.
But these guys are criminals, right? They're all criminals. All of them, they're criminals. These guys right have gotten Van Hal fired, Jose fired, Ragnar fired, Ole fired,
That is what Ben said.
Ten Hag fired. They got
Ah.
I mean, come on, man. These guys are
But
criminals.
but a few of them are not
Well
playing
said.
anymore,
Well said,
right?
Robert.
Like some of the players that threw the previous guys under the bus, they're not in the squad now, are they?
Well,
They're there,
Shaw, Rashford,
but they're not
all them
playing.
lot.
Like Shaw and Rashford, for example.
mm,
So I think Ruben's caught onto them that these
Yeah.
frauds are damaging, cause sabotage within the team. And that's why Rashford is not getting a look in at all anymore.
No.
Because that guy doesn't care.
So
for
is
a club.
he done? Is he done with United? Is he done?
I think he is.
I think
Yeah.
he was done when he did that interview.
Wow.
He was done when he did that interview and said he was looking for a new challenge because even though
He said he wants to
Amorins-
stay. He came back to say he wants to stay when he
Of
did the
course he will,
screenshot.
Of his
that's
mind.
PR. That's just PR. But yeah.
Yeah, that's just PR. He's not speaking for himself. That's not like somebody speaking for him. If he wanted to stay, literally come out and say, I am staying at United. I will fight for my place. Maguire said he will stay and fight for his place, and look at how well he's doing right now.
By the way,
So Devin, you think Rashford is done? He's not. Is it? It's over.
I don't really see any chance of him coming back in the squad right now.
Wow.
Not under Amorim unless he really shows something in the training ground. But I mean, let's backtrack on this right now.
Was he in the squad today? No, he wasn't in the bench.
No, he was not.
No,
No, he was not.
not
but
even
let's,
looking.
let's backtrack to this right now. Since he has signed that new massive contract that he got, have we seen anything compared to the Rashford during his contract season? Anything close to that?
No.
Since
No.
he has signed it, have you seen him press properly?
No.
Have you seen him finish his chances?
No.
Do you
Once
truly
or
believe
twice.
that he is giving his all to him like he was before that?
Nah.
No,
So why does he deserve a chance now?
he doesn't.
He doesn't. It's just like
it's so upsetting because I absolutely loved Rashford when he was playing.
you're a
before.
big fan. You're a big supporter.
Everything, the story fit perfectly. The local lad came through the academy, did everything right. So he's supposed to be the example for people coming through the academy to show what it takes to be there. And so if you work hard to get there, then you got to work twice as hard to stay there. But he's not holding his end of the bargain right now. And we
Don't
have
you
to
think
be
he's?
realistic. Like
Don't you think he's been a bit?
You have to be club over player.
Don't you think
And
he's
so
been a
as
bit
much as I love the
distracted?
player,
Though?
he's not giving his
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, but you don't think he's distracted? Like his focus isn't on football anymore.
How would it be
and-
at 27?
So what I believe,
Yeah.
my personal belief, it's he has the wrong people around him. The people around him don't have the best interests out for him.
Yeah.
And they're hyping his head up with all this stuff like he can do no wrong. And it kind of reminds me when you surround yourself around people who are simply yes men who do not hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of like a Ravel Morrison.
Yeah. Wrong crowd, just yes men who just not correcting you when you need to be corrected.
They make you believe that you're you know what does not stink. That you can literally walk on water and everything as well. That is what I believe, and it's tough because he'll come back and say these are the people that were here for me coming up like through the get-go. And my belief is these people saw your potential and caught on to you early.
Wow.
It's kind of like what that girl is doing with Travis Hunter, but that's another topic as well.
So are we selling him this window? Is he being sold this window?
If the right offer comes in, probably on loan. Probably a
Yeah,
loan.
but did you hear? It was in
go
the
on, Vim.
news past 1 or 2 days that they're willing to take 20 million from him now
No,
for
we need 40.
Rashford.
We need 40.
Yeah.
If
Whoa.
he's going
It's
to leave,
dropped.
if
The
he's
valuation
going
has
to
dropped.
leave, if he's
I'll
going to
take
leave, as
20
long
million.
as
Yeah.
if he's going to
I'll-
leave for that kind of money, it better be to a club outside of England and not to a rival.
Let him go to a rival. What do you guys
Let him
care,
go.
man?
I'll take
I
10 million.
asked my friend.
10 million.
This was funny.
Yeah.
I talked to my friend yesterday. I said, would you guys take Rashford? You know what he said? He said, nah, this guy is not intelligent enough to be in this Arsenal team. I said, God,
Thank
damn,
you.
that's
Well
cold.
said.
I thought that was harsh to me. I thought that was harsh, but it is what it is. But
Later, Devin.
right, question time. Anyone got a question? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. How good was Tommy Collier today?
Phenomenal.
Good.
Phenomenal.
We need to
Good.
talk about him.
He
Really
put in a
good.
shift.
Really
did well.
impressive. Yeah, Tommy Collier was absolutely solid. He came in because when that red card happened, I was just crying out for changes to be made. And Ruben made that sub, bringing him on. He just sat there
And he ran his.
cleaned
He
up.
put in a shift.
Just
He ran his
cleaned
socks
up.
in.
Shit.
Yeah.
He reminded me a lot of McTominay.
A
No.
bit,
I
yes.
think it's better.
Yes.
It's better
I
than
think it's
McTominay.
better. Yeah, he's very good. Better on the ball.
Tommy Collier has a defensive mindset. You can see that he was protecting the defense behind him. He was running ragged. Him and Ogate were solid. I think it was a great reinforcement. He didn't look to go forward.
I would love to see those two actually start against Southampton.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Give them
All
a
right.
chance. Let them start against Southampton. Let's see how well they perform because they did well against Arsenal today.
I think when we're under the cosh, right? When we're under teams that are really pressuring us, the Toby Collier and next to Ugarte would be great because Kobe does want to go forward.
Yeah.
He's got a goal threat in him, which leaves Ugarte exposed. But if you need two solid DMs that work together well, I think these two would be a great combination.
Okay.
And Kobe doesn't have recovery pace as well. His recovery pace is very limited.
Yeah, I noticed he's not the fastest player.
Running backwards. He's not.
Right. Anyone else got questions? I know Gareth and Robert, you must have questions on your debut here. So let's go. Don't be shy.
The only thing I just have to say is, where are we going to be by the end of the season?
I think you want to ask that question. Let me start that question with Bemsy. Bemsy.
Relegated.
What's the question?
League Two.
Well,
League
United
Two.
Gareth asking the question.
Conference League.
You said what? Where are we going
to finish end of the season?
Oh, definitely not top four. I'll say at best case scenario, maybe 8th.
I told you.
I think.
That Gareth and brother, I told you it is 8th. It's
best case scenario.
It's better to actually finish on the top half of the table than actually finishing on the bottom half of the table.
It's more revenue. It's more revenue towards us for FFP purposes because of the media revenue coming in.
Right. Anyone else got questions? Because I got one question. Go on, everyone.
I'll go on.
Go on, Robert.
Go on, Robert. You go first.
All right. Will we buy anyone in January?
It depends.
That's what I was going to ask.
It depends on if Casemiro or Rashford.
Did you guys exchange notes or something?
Yeah, we did.
So I will say, I think it depends on if Casemiro or Rashford are offloaded, because then that frees up funds to buy players as well.
Right. I kind of think I think we're looking more loan than buy it, as in proper buy. I think we're looking more to loan to the end of the season, then think of if that player is good enough to stay on. But I just don't see if we're going to buy. Like I said, I think we're going to have to offload before buying. We still got 3 more weeks.
There was a club that was asking for Anthony on loan, but he turned it down.
Yeah.
Which club?
Was he in the Premier League?
I think it was a Greek club.
No, I think it was in Europe. I think it was in either.
He won't go.
Like that?
I think we need 2 wingbacks. I don't think our wingbacks can play.
Wingback is a priority, and then maybe a proven striker that Hoyland can learn off of.
Well, I think we need 2 wingbacks and a striker because I don't think our wingbacks are defensive players. They're defenders. Wingback has to be getting the crosses in, and they need someone at the end of it who can header them, and that's definitely not Rasmus.
If there was one player I could have bring back, that was Cavani.
Yes, brilliant, great player.
I would have loved to bring back Cavani.
Not bad.
Is he still at Boca Juniors right now?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's still at Boca.
And they're about to get Ander Herrera as well.
I thought he retired. He hasn't retired yet. Good playing. Okay. Right. Let me ask. So, if United win the FA Cup, get to the quarterfinals of the Europa, and get to 8th position, was that an acceptable season? I'll start with Robert.
The second that they sacked Ten Hag in the middle of the season, this season was a write-off. So anything we get is
it's a write-off. That's a bit harsh.
That's very true.
So Robert,
if we could actually defend our FA Cup, we're good.
FA Cup top. FA Cup, according to Bems, FA Cup 8th position and quarterfinals of the Europa. Would you take that?
So almost right now we have no choice. We have no choice.
Beggars can't be choosers.
You guys, you'll take the FA Cup. That's it for the season.
Because like Devin said, we fired Ten Hag at the wrong time. We should have fired him in June, and bought Amorin in June, and got his players in. Today, we'll be on somewhere else.
That was a Dan Ashworth mistake, by the way.
Yeah. So you'll take FA Cup mid-table position and same quarter-final Europa. You will accept that as in okayish.
Yeah.
This season, whatever we get.
Yeah.
You get a trophy.
If we retain the FA Cup, that's Europa League again. So we're good.
Okay. That's all right. Okay.
If that means the same result as last season, where we literally knocked Chelsea down to the Conference League and Newcastle out of Europe altogether, I will be very happy.
Right. Okay. Right. Can we say, or is it too early? Are Liverpool going to be the champions this season? I'll start with Dim.
I hope not.
No, the hoping you, not you.
Sorry.
From the way things are going,
okay.
the way you're
So
looking at
I
it.
was speaking to a couple of Liverpool fans.
Tim, why are we asking this question?
No. Hold on. I'll tell you why.
Why are we shooting ourselves in the foot? Why do we have to discuss
Hold
Liverpool
on. It's good to have a United perspective.
So I was speaking to a couple of Liverpool fans when I was away on holiday, and it said something quite interesting, which is probably true. That a lot of the other big teams have had their little moments of where they've lost a bit of form. They've had an injury or their form's not being that great. Man City, we've seen it. We've obviously had it. Arsenal are having a little bit of it now. Tottenham have their moments. But Liverpool have not had that yet. They've not had that break in the season where they've just lost form or they've had an injury and they've just stopped scoring. And they truly believe that it's going to happen at some stage. So when that does happen, the other teams will catch up. And I think the Premier League at that point will become wide open. So it's not a given yet that they'll win the title.
Robert,
and I hope they don't.
Liverpool champions?
I think yes, because I think that they are playing well enough and every other team are not consistent enough to catch them. You know, the only people who I think could catch them is Man City. That's because that team can honestly go on a run of 17 games in the league unbeaten. They could. Arsenal cannot do it. Spurs can't do it. Well, we can't do it. Chelsea cannot do it.
Nottingham Forest?
No, they can't do it. I think the only people who can do it is Man City. So I believe Liverpool, even if they do stumble, they will have enough points in the bag to get over the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Fortress.
Yeah, I will. It's really saddens me to have a conversation about Liverpool. What can you do? The question has been asked. If I had my way, I would say Nottingham Forest. Now, if Leicester can do it,
oh, God, crying out loud, Leicester.
That was a miracle. Did you read my mind? What I was going to say, Ken?
We can have another miracle season. They're on form, you know. I think Liverpool, with the injuries, they've the whole Van Dijk and Trent and Salah conversation. I think it has the tendency of derailing their season, and I hope it does. We
all hope it derails.
And I hope somehow, Nottingham Forest can do it, or Chelsea just.
No, I'll take Forest over Chelsea any day, mate. Not Chelsea, brother. No way.
Yeah, no. Ideally, Forest. Yeah, because they're a big club.
Let me come in on this one.
Okay, go on, David.
So United are 7 points off relegation places, and somehow we're in a relegation fight, according to the press.
Yes.
Nottingham Forest are only 6 points off the lead. Why are they not in a title race? If you're going to use that logic, and by the way, I actually put a small bet on Forest winning.
Huh. How many points are? Where are they in the league?
You want to know the reason why?
Right.
The reason being is Forest have less competitions to focus on than the other clubs.
That's true.
True. That's true. That's so true. Interesting. Gareth, Liverpool done? Not yet.
Well, we will have to see when March comes around, because the big teams have to face off against each other in the return fixtures. It's only then we'll find out who's actually going to take the title. As much as I don't want City or Liverpool to win the title, you'll just have to face facts. And
who would be your preference? Just asking.
Well, if it's going to be Liverpool, the only thing they're going to get is just title number 20. They're going to be level with us.
Right.
So they're not surpassing us. They're just going to be level. So if they're going to be level with us, we have to come big next season and get title number 21.
God almighty.
But that's a huge task. That's a huge ask. So you have to wait and see after these teams face off against each other in the second half of the season to see where that title goes. But the dark horse has to be Forest.
How many points are they behind Liverpool now?
6.
6 points.
It can still happen, you know. It can happen.
But to be fair, Liverpool have a match in hand, a game in hand.
You see, Alex Ferguson used to say, the game in hand is not guaranteed. Count the points in the bag. I remember the season 97, 98, when Arsenal hunted us down. We had 2 games in hand. We fluffed both, and they won the league title that season and the double. So,
do you know who the game in hand is, though? Do you guys know who the game in hand is?
Everton.
Yeah. And what's happened to Everton lately?
Resurgence.
Changed their manager, right?
You got Moyes,
and who's the manager? David Moyes. So he's going.
I got Sean Dykers.
He got sacked like last week or week before.
David Moyes has gone home.
Yeah,
no way.
So new manager bounce. So that game will not be easy for Liverpool, and it's away from home as well. Yeah, but it's away from home.
So as a good as a
laugh at David Moyes. David Moyes has won a European trophy. He's not an elite manager, but he took Everton to the Champions League.
And he won the Conference League with West Ham.
He won the Conference League with West Ham.
He's won a European
trophy. Are we giving respect to the Conference League now? I mean, it feels like we're turning into a person.
No. Joe, you know,
he won a European trophy.
To win that, don't forget, Roma won that.
Was just created.
Yeah, but Joe, Roma won that competition for the first time, and exactly. So from West Ham to win it, it's huge.
It's very
huge. Yeah.
So Joe, don't be hating on West Ham. Don't even think about it.
I will hate all I want. Fuck those guys. But
not only that. Well, West Ham is the only London club who won a title that is not Arsenal.
Hey, I say no more. I have nothing to say. Any more questions, anyone? Joe, you got a question for us? I know you got.
Oh man. If Liverpool wins the league, I think they're going to win the league, but if they win the league, are the fans going to have enough patience to give Amorins the time he needs? Because he does need time. You know, he needs players.
Who cares about Liverpool right now? Focus on United.
Yeah. I mean, they are our #1 rivals. So
I couldn't care less.
It's Cannel Ryu is.
This is a menu channel, by the way.
So by the way,
it's a football channel. Yeah.
Let's go
carry on. Joe, carry on.
A regular mate, like a ready-made side.
It was soccer as we like it, not. You know, but it is the Man United direction. I will.
What about soccer as we don't like it? Don't like Liverpool.
Ben, shut up, Ben.
So I mean, I think fans need to stop watching other clubs and focus on our club right now.
You use other clubs to measure your club.
But what I'm getting at right now is Liverpool's side already got a good side, a good structure in place.
It's the manager's first season.
We have, but by the way, we have not had that since Sir Alex left. So you go from that right now. It's not right. Like, you don't sit there and you watch what somebody else doing. You focus on us, because if you keep watching what the other person is doing, you're gonna sit there and you're not gonna sit there and do what you're supposed to do. It's like, for example, you try and keep up with your neighbor, keep up with the Joneses, you end up broke. Focus on yourself, make yourself right, and then go from there.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
So and that's why I don't care. I don't care right now about that. We can have our banter when we play against each other head to head, whatever. But for now, we need to focus on our rebuild.
Right.
That's all that matters to us right now. Yeah, and I hope the fans can see it. But again, I still worry in this society, and I always say this, that we become a society of instant gratification. Nobody wants to sit there and realize it's going to take time.
It's instant. Everyone wants instant
the sooner more fans realize that, the better it will be. So I've actually started to just sit there and block out the noise of these people, because some of them only put up these reactions just for clicks and likes. AFTV, I'm looking at you for starting that. So if you go from there.
They are going 20 seasons, no league title. 20 seasons. Yes. If they don't win the season, if they don't win the league, this will be 20 years since Arsenal won a league title.
The only two that I actually blame for all the negativity and everything like that is Rance and Said.
The United fans have issues. Seriously, there's the patient. Okay, we're gonna build. They have, I need the success now. They have the ones like, you know what? We should be better. We should look at Liverpool, look at Man City, look at Arsenal. Where are we? You have categories. We have categories of United fans. But the sensible fans, like, okay, Amrin, what he's done now is I'm implementing this system and we will play this system. We're not going to change when things go wrong, just like previous managers have done, like Eric Ten Hag. He said he was going to show the Dutch football. When he realized it's not working, oh, I got to survive. I need to keep my job. I don't need to
Change
be
his
45.
CV when it came to United.
Exactly. But this guy is saying, like, listen, you players will adapt this system, like it or not. I'm not switching to 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 to make you go. No, adapt or hit the road. Goodbye, good night, hit on your bike.
The only problem is I am fed up with changing managers. I want to stick with one manager because these guys are like, get rid of Ten Hag, so forth. You get rid of him, you bring in Amorim. He had a good first season. The next season, everything starts to go downhill. You're going to start the same shit all over again. You're going to say, get rid of him and bring in another manager. Who the hell are you going to bring in to do this crap again?
No, Gareth, let me answer.
They say as long as it takes. Mr. Potters,
Ken, I think that.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, that question is definitely for Ken.
Yeah. You need to keep sacking until you get it right. I think we've got it right finally. I think we've got it right with that Amorim. I think
so. Keep sacking till we get it right.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why we've got it right with Amorim, because we could see an identity within the first few months. There's a clear style of play. We've never had this before where the previous managers have come in and they've tried to adapt. Oh, Man United, we want to see free-flowing attacking football, wingers running down the wings. You want to see the new Ryan Giggs? No, that era's gone. It's gone. This is a new era. We've got a new manager. The reason we brought this manager in is because we've seen what he did at Sporting, right? That's what we saw what Ten Hag did at Ajax, but he came here and he decided to change it. And that was his downfall. So we need to bring Amorim's going to be the right guy, and we can see the progression. When he gets to a point, I'll give him two full seasons. Then we can assess it. Is he progressing?
Transfer windows.
Yes. Is he progressing? What has he won anything? Where are we? Can we see progress? If we have, keep him. If not, then bring someone else in. Look at Arsenal fans calling out. They're all saying Arteta out. He's had 5 seasons. Now, Arsenal are in a position where they need someone to get them over the line. Arteta's come in. He's done a great job.
Yeah, they need a
striker,
everything. Proper striker.
He's positioned them in it, but they need. Personally, I think they need a manager a winner, someone like a Mourinho in his prime, the younger version of Mourinho can just come and say, look, forget all this tiki-taka football. I want to win the Premier League. Get it over the line. That's what they need now. Otherwise, you'll be in a position where, let's not sack. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You end up going 30 years without a league title at Liverpool.
Well done. Gareth, does that answer your question in terms of your tired of? I was still thinking, but how many bad results can you keep taking? The more results we were getting, the further we're sinking faster than the Titanic. He had to go. If he didn't go, they should have sacked it after the FA Cup, like we did Van Gaal.
The problem is, if they were going to sack him after the FA Cup, that is on Ratcliffe, Ashworth, and Ineos. That's on their heads. Right. They should have let him go after the FA Cup. I had no problem with that. He got us 2 titles. He got us 2 trophies. That's good. But the problem is, if we do not get fans just want instant success. They 100%. Every time when they bring in a new manager, we want to win the title. We want everything. You build up. You're not going to instantly win the title. I would rather earn a title. I would rather earn a title win than instantly win a title. You cannot win a title.
Oh, you see, let me stop you there. You know why?
Let me ask Gareth this question. Gareth,
okay, go on.
Are you how confident or how willing are you? Like, are you willing to back your manager to a point where we get relegated?
I backed
we could have been relegated under Ten Hag.
I backed every single manager. Only one manager I did not back 100%. That was Moyes, because I really didn't trust him since he came from Everton. But I have backed every manager who came after him. Van Gaal, Solskjaer, even the interim Ragnick, because he tried something. But honestly, that unbeaten run that Solskjaer carried us on before they made a mistake and pulled the trigger and gave him the permanent contract. I back Solskjaer because if it wasn't for
Garrett, that was
Solskjaer,
down
we
to
would have gotten
COVID.
up.
There was no fans, mate.
No, no,
We
no, no,
played
no.
counter attack. There was
Let
no
me finish.
home
Let me finish.
fans.
No, let me finish.
So,
When we went on an unbeaten run, especially that fantastic game against PSG at Parc de France.
Yeah.
They went off too early and gave him the permanent contract. They should have waited until the end of the season and then decided to give him the end of the season. But they entered the gun. But he did well, but the players threw him under the bus.
As they always do.
Then you brought in Mourinho. That man was a loose cannon when he stepped in that front door.
He said that won 3 EPL titles.
He got us the League Cup. He got us the Europa League. Thank you very much. He got to see the
League Cup,
the Community Shield and everything now. But that man ego was bigger than his head.
The man won a treble, eh?
He won a treble. But he promised his ego still got the best of him. Right. Then you brought in Ragnick. That man saw all the issues from the start, but did anybody listen to him?
No.
After we got rid of him, we brought in Ten Hag. He got us the league title and the League Cup and the FA Cup. But the problem is, I don't know what happened with him. The man tried to implement an Ajax system that didn't look like it would fit the Premier League whatsoever. We got figured out. But what was it? After the which result that hurt us most? It was the 7-0
the demolition at Anfield. 7-0.
Every single team that saw us play knew our weaknesses. But the problem is he refused to actually got those weaknesses fixed. And we kept falling lower and lower and lower and only relied on individual performances that got us over the line, especially in that FA Cup final.
True.
They should have let him go after the FA Cup.
True.
And brought in Amorins so he could actually have a
preseason
because we were very underwhelming in the preseason. And then when he started this season, it was like, I'm sorry, the last season ended. This is a new season. Why are we still playing like shit?
True, I agree. But you see, the one thing I want to quickly round up with what Gareth said. The reason why United fans are so eager for success, they're looking like, okay, Slot, he's just done Liverpool first season. He's already looking to win title. Chelsea, first manager, first season. That is why United fans are like, why can't we be like that? That's why. They want like all these other clubs, when they get a new manager, they tend to ascend. We get a new manager, it's like trying to figure things out. That's the problem with United fans.
Chelsea culture, right, is fire manager, win. Don't win, fire manager, win. Don't win, fire manager. That is Chelsea's culture.
Yes.
And they win. That's not our culture. But I also believe that Ferguson did us a huge disservice, right? Because he made a culture that was his culture. That was him. And there's no one to really replace that. And fans keep looking backwards instead of looking forwards. You know, so
all right.
We just have to do the same.
I hear you. Any last questions, anyone? Anyone last questions before we
anybody believe that when Sir Alex gave his farewell speech, when he said these words, your job now is to stand by your new manager. Have we tried our best to stand by our new manager?
No.
Absolutely right.
After Moyes, no, they ain't standing by no new manager. After Moyes, because that was a nightmare. It was.
That's what I mean. Every manager that came after Moyes, we keep saying, stand by a new manager, support him, give him the backing. He never got the backing.
Because the results, the money and results change the way the owners think. Like, oh, you're going the other way. No, I did just say you got to be in the European tournaments. These kind of the pressure on the owners, whatever, to deliver. So that's the problem. That's why the fans are like, we want instant results. We want instant gratification. We want to win the title. It's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I don't know. I don't think we're going to win the title next season. I think we'll be a better team. I think challenging for the title with Amrin will be 2027 is when you could say, okay.
You don't think we can challenge if we have a good summer window?
Nah.
The
Because
only-
the other
two
teams are not just
teams-
going to sit there. They're going to strengthen. You think Man City are going to strengthen? Are not going to strengthen? They
They
will.
are.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Mourinho got us second place,
Yes.
and he said that was his biggest achievement with that squad. Solskjaer got us second or third.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
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 But it was like a 20-point gap.
No. He said this. Even though he got us to second, he said, do not expect any titles anytime soon until you have a solid foundation.
That's true. And now we are looking at what he said. We look at back now like
he was trying to build a solid foundation. But that 4-0 defeat at Watford was the final nail in the coffin, because that team was not playing on Watford when we lost 4-0. They literally say, bye-bye, Ole. We want a new manager. He was trying to build something.
But if
you look at what Amorim said, Amorim has come in and he said, I want to win the league. When we lost to Spurs in the Carabao Cup, he was like, what happened? You know, he made a lot of changes, and the press asked him, why did you make so many changes? He was like, look, I want to win the league. And that's what I want. That's what every United fan wants.
Remember what they say.
We must trust the process. It's absolute nonsense. This is why let me finish. For those of you that don't know, I called for Amorim before United went for him. Remember, Tim?
Yes,
you remember
I agree.
When I said,
you are very right.
When I was saying we need to get rid of Ten Hag, people were like, who are you going to get? I said, go and get Amorim.
He did mention it. At the time, I was like, I was still Eric Ten Hag in at the time he was talking about it. Joe, you want to quickly say something?
I think if Amorins was managing under the old Glazer regime with Woodward, he would fail at this club.
That's a big. That's a very big thing to think.
You have to remember, environments. It's just like corporate. It's just like it, man. It's just like any other sport. You need to have a foundation, like Ollie said, right? And the thing was, Alex Ferguson was that foundation. When he left, it was all we had was just like biscuits. That our foundation was made from some crackers, right? And a lot of times our manager was sacked because the organization, right, needed a way to get the heat off of them. So they showed us a shiny new manager, whether it be somebody that won something within 2 years, or somebody that's been a world-class manager, or somebody that's the new up and coming. It all failed because of those fucking Glazers. Now that it's now Ineos is a corporate entity that knows how to turn businesses around. So that's how they're attacking it. They're taking the reins away from non-football people, and you now have professionals handling a lot of the decisions being made. One of them in particular is that we don't care what you have done for this club and how, whether you're from the academy or whatever. This is our guy. If you do not want to change your game to play like him, you are out of here. And Rashford is the first scalp. They have like just decapitated Rashford, and his head is at Carrington. So that anybody that goes into the training pitch and they see Rashford's head on that pike and like, hey, most of these guys haven't done half of what Rashford has done, right? And they see that's what it takes to stay on this team. That's what people are going to get in line. And for a long time, players have not felt like they needed to get in line because organizationally, right, their market value of what they can bring to the club financially superseded anything that the manager was trying to do. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
is successful.
Yeah. My comeback to you, Joe, is that Ten Hag also came into this structure, right? He was backed in the transfer. Ten Hag was there when SJR came in.
One season with Glazers, one season with SJR. I think yes.
Didn't do anything. From when the manager comes in and says the thing that look, we've said that this in the past. You have a CV, you come up with your CV, you apply for a job. The company looks at your CV. Okay, this is what you've done in your previous company. You've done X, Y, and Z. We're going to hire you because of that.
Right.
And then you start the job and you go, sorry, all the stuff you saw on my CV, I can't do it for you. For me, that's a sackable offense. And that's what Ten Hag did. He should have been, the moment he came out and he said, look, I can't do what I did at Ajax, this is Man United.
He said he didn't have the
Sorry.
right tools. He said he didn't have the right tools.
Exactly. And
What
you
tools is
didn't
he
have the
talking? He
right
was
to
talking
listen.
absolute nonsense.
Wait, what?
He
Am-
was
wait,
talking
wait a
nonsense.
minute.
That
Am
guy
I
is
the
a
only one?
fraud.
Wait a minute. People thrive in environments. Just because you thrive in one environment, that does not mean you're going to thrive in another.
Exactly my
The
point.
organization needs to back you. The organization needs to think
But
like
they
you.
did back Ten Hag to a point, Joe. They did. Let's not
650
call it.
million.
I mean,
I think
He got all the players
they-
he
they-
wanted. He got ex-Ajax, ex-Dutch players he worked with. So they did
650
try.
million.
even
How
though
much million was
the-
it?
the- even though the
He
board,
did have
even
his
though
failures.
Ineos and Ratcliffe did back Ten Hag, if there was one team I wish they would back like 2 or 3 seasons ago, it would have to be. I don't know if you guys actually follow this team. I wish they had followed like supported the women's team, because the second season after COVID, when Casey Stoney was manager of the club,
Yes.
in her first season
Remember,
when we formed the team, we won the league
Yeah.
with a massive point total and a lot of
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah.
After COVID ended our first season in WSL, we were top of the league by Christmas.
Yep.
She went to the Glazers and the board asking for help to get the players she needed to actually win us the league. They refused to help us. She ended up leaving because she had a falling out with the hierarchy.
Yep.
They bring in Skinner. That guy is a mid-table manager at best. The man is like the women's version of Moyes. But he got us to second place and our first ever Champions League debut. But the problem is the board still did not back him when we were top of the table.
Who won us the FA Cup? Was it last season? Who was in the
Skinner.
Skinner. Okay.
We managed to finally beat Chelsea in the semi-final 2-1 after a fantastic performance from the team and Mary Earps, and we went on to win 4-0 against Spurs. Then again, it is Spurs. They're doing always Spursy things.
Both men and women.
I would have loved to see Ratcliffe at Wembley to see this team perform, so he could actually balance the support for both teams, so we could actually be successful on both fronts.
Right.
Because if we had the support back then, we could have had 2 WSL league titles under our belt and a lot more Champions League exposure and experience. Because that one time we got into the Champions League, we ended up playing against PSG and against former players that used to play for United. Before they left. And that hurt us.
Right.
Unfortunately, I do not think our owners value the women's game.
They don't.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. They don't.
They don't value the women's game.
Let's round up. I need last words. Robert, any last words? Last words after today?
I'm looking forward to Thursday. I want to see a win. I want to see a good, comfortable win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vim, any last words, please?
Keep the momentum going.
Yes.
Just go for the wins. Keep the mentality strong. Keep the strong players together. Weed out the bad players, the sabotagers, and let's just go for it, man.
So, man, last words.
Keep Dalot off the starting 11 and we'll be out.
Oh, God. God almighty. Okay. Mr. Fortress, last words, please.
Yeah, I think this would be, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the start of the run. Let's put together a run of consecutive wins, 5 wins, and let's see where this gets us.
Okay, Gareth, last words, please.
Looking forward to the Southampton game. Looking to see what the starting 11 is going to be and how I'm going to end my day. I'm going to watch more AFTV and their meltdown. Okay.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I want to use this opportunity to thank everybody. First, start out with the UK crew. I'm going to start a big shout out to Vin. Thank you very much, Vin, for coming on. Mr. Fortress, thank you very much for reaching out to us today. Thank you very much, because you guys are already late in London. Reach out to our guest today for the Trinidad crew. Gareth, thank you so much for joining us. Robert, thank you so much. And the Soul Man, you are far away enjoying the beautiful weather in Kumasi, Ghana. Thank you. We can't wait to see you when you come back with some nice pictures. We thank you all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Man United have defeated Arsenal. They went to the Emirates. They showed they conquered. They left with all the adversity, the obstacles, the travesty, everything that was thrown at United. United came back, defending the trophy and moving on to the fourth round. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Glory, glory.
Man United.
Have a good one,
See you on
guys.
the next one. Thank you, guys.
Next one.
Take
Cheers.
care.